Welcome back, guys. We had a very important last few days with Cardano, and the recent action has given us a bit more information on where Cardano could be headed in the midterm. We'll dive into some chart analysis, talk new realistic price predictions, and then touch on how I've been buying off of this information. Let's get started. Cardano has been crushing it the last month or so, and a lot of this is off the back of the news that they will be releasing their smart contract upgrade on September 12th. At their simplest level, smart contracts allow for actions to be automatically executed on the blockchain. Smart contracts allow for the deployment of DeFi apps on Cardano, as well as the exchange of NFTs. This is expected to open up more opportunities for Cardano and represents a big moment in its history. Cardano is now up over 100% in the last month alone. While it's exciting, it also puts investors like you and I in a tough spot, because you have to wonder when gains like this will slow down or even reverse. It's always good to understand the news surrounding a run like this because it serves as a good background context, but it's also important to review what the charts are telling us too. All right, so here we have a chart showing ADA over the last 5 days or so, and it is a 15-minute candle chart. And as we speak, actually, we are hitting a pretty critical breakout moment right now above 265. That was our previous resistance just for the last day or so. Actually, excuse me, just for the last day or so. And so since we've broken through that resistance, I want to talk about where we could be headed from here. So let's talk about how we got to this point. So going back all the way to August 18th, this is when this aggressive kind of a bull pattern began with ADA. So if we look down here, we can see very clearly that on the 18th, we started to see a bit of a support level right around the 195 mark, right about here. With this support, we had a matching resistance of about $2. And once we broke that and closed a couple of candles above the $2 level, about two 15-minute candles we closed, we were met with resistance at about 215, 217, and so we marked that resistance about a day ahead on the 19th. And with that resistance, we saw a pretty strong support line for about 24 hours at about $2. And we saw that bouncing around between $2.15 and $2 for about a day. And then we got those critical 15-minute candle closes just above $2.15, which shot it up into this bull pattern right here. So once we got up here on August 19th, we saw new support established for ADA around $2.40. And once we established that, right about here, excuse me, we'll match it right about here. We had our resistance line at about 240, we had our support at about 240, and the matching resistance on that was about 255, 257 in that range. And then we closed critical candles just in the last day or so, right above that 255, 257 number, broke out to about 265. With a following support of about 255, and that brings us to where we are today. We just recently broke above that 265 level, so it's going to get really, really interesting in terms of where we're going to go from here. So now that we've kind of mapped out what is actually going on, let's talk about where we could go here in the future. So if we kind of use the history to tell us a little bit about what could happen in the future, let's take a look at this previous bullish breakout that just happened about a few days ago. And just as I'm speaking, we are over 268.5. That is a big number in terms of being able to get almost a whole cent above, over a whole cent above our previous resistance at 265. So this bullish case that we're about to present is looking a little bit stronger as we speak. So here we had from about $2 up to our next support of $2.40, which represents about a 40%, here to here, about a 40% increase in price. And so if we're going to match that over here, coming to our most recent price of about $2.68, which is again very, very impressive, breaking above 265. We're going to go conservative. So let's say that it goes 30 cents above instead of 40 cents. We are looking at a bullish run to the upside up here of potentially $2.95 to $3 to the upside. And as I speak, we are even climbing a little bit higher here above 2.685, closing two really, really big 15-minute candles. Hoping I can post this video in time before it really, really breaks out. But before we kind of close in on this bearish case, on this bullish case, this is going to be key in terms of the next few days. We want to see more of these 15-minute candles being closed above, and there is 269. I'm going to have to finish this up really, really fast because this is going to be irrelevant in a few hours, it looks like. But breaking above that resistance again was huge. So the bearish case for what's about to come is a potential, and this is if we don't get these key 15-minute candles and we start to see more of these red candles popping up in the 15-minute closes. We can expect it to probably take a hit down to maybe its previous resistance of 240 from this point. That is definitely possible. We could hit 240. It's going to test 240 most likely first. And if it's not able to withstand 240, we could see a drop between that $2 and 240 range. But with this recent breakout past that 265, again, this bullish case up to 295 to 305, this is looking a lot stronger with this current breakout. So a lot of times it's really, really hard to buy and time a market, especially like cryptocurrency, especially like when you're buying altcoins like ADA. So what's really, really tough is you want to make sure that you're if you're really trying to establish a position, you want to have your eyes on it every day. Don't freak out, hour to hour, but you want to, watch general trends over the day. Typically, it's established a support and resistance over a day time frame. So, for example, this is a day, support and resistance was established. But past that point, you really, really want to make sure that you're trying to buy as close to supports as you can, and just not trying to time the market, not trying to maybe time exact support. But a couple cents above support, a cent above support is typically what I like to see. And so, buying those dips all the way up as you go, and not necessarily worrying about, these little up and down ticks over the course of a few, 30-minute or 45-minute intervals, more so worrying about that long-term trend. So as we close this video out, we're at almost $2.70. I think another 20 or 30 cents left in the bullish case that I presented. Again, I'm not a financial advisor, but in terms of a bullish case, both technically and on the news that recently came out about ADA, it looks like there could still be room to grow in the midterm here, as well as obviously over the long term. That's all I have for you guys today. Appreciate you watching. If you found something helpful in the video, drop a like. It's always appreciated. If you're invested in Ethereum or are considering investing in Ethereum, check out this video on the recent Ethereum news that is expected to affect its price dramatically. Click on that and I'll see you over there.